Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks. I'm Richie Moon.
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
This is Kayfabe Avenue, and this is This Week in Wrestling. AJ, what are we talking about this week?
Where do you want to start? Like, we got a lot of topics, but it's been a lot of like drama, suspense, a lot of competition this week. Just a lot of fuckery, a lot of fuck shit, a lot of entertainment.
Annihilations.
Yeah, like
assassinations of character.
Assassinations of character, product, all that. All that happened this week. So let's start with the big one. NXT versus AEW this week. So Tony Khan decided to move Dynamite from Wednesday to Tuesday due to baseball, but
sports,
you know, for other sports. But instead of just, you know, focusing on his product,
it wasn't his decision.
That was totally his decision.
Nah, that wasn't his decision. Nah, that just gets overridden. Like, because they know that like that's gonna draw more. That's why.
No. Everything that happened this week with AEW was 115% Tony's decisions.
Nah, he everything. I'm trying to tell he doesn't have any when it comes to baseball. He doesn't.
No,
like,
as far as
he has
to move. He has to move his show.
Yeah,
granted, right.
That's what I'm saying.
He has to, but every decision since the move.
Oh yeah.
Is 110% Tony Khan's decision. His marketing,
first of all,
as a AEW war versus WWE was definitely his decision.
Even before that, because if he had a choice to have Dynamite on Thursday, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Exactly. And
he would have been embarrassed all over the internet for everybody to watch.
I mean, he caused his own embarrassment because we'll get to that, but let's focus on the actual NXT versus AEW war that was created with the decision to move Dynamite to Tuesday. Obviously, NXT's on Tuesdays, and it was just a tit for tat situation as far as the promoting of these two events, the pettiness. It was straight petty. Like, can we agree to that? The shit was petty as hell.
Yeah. It was petty.
It was so.
Yeah.
It was. See, I didn't know that he had the option to do it to move it to Thursday.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, if he had the option,
you could push it back. You could push it back instead of moving it forward.
I mean,
but he wanted it to coincide with his birthday. That's what it was. He wanted Dynamite to coincide with his birthday.
True. Yeah, it was his birthday. Yeah.
He made it into Super Tuesday. That's what it was gonna. That was the promotion at first. Then it went from Super Tuesday to Super Title Tuesday because he decided to put championship matches to combat whatever NXT was doing. Then we had NXT announced that they were going 30 minutes commercial free. Then Tony rebuts, we're going 30 minutes free plus. Then to double down on that, we get a buy-in for Dynamite?
Facts.
If that doesn't reek desperation, like
I don't
know what else does.
I don't understand why that.
All the thing was missing was the Casino Battle Royale.
I don't understand why that particular move reeks desperation. Like doing like
you have a buy-in,
bro.
You have a buy-in for a free show.
Hold on. So NXT did 30 minutes commercial.
What are you buying into?
So hold on. So NXT did 30 minutes commercial free, and then he replied with that. The buy-in doesn't make sense because it's for
a free show.
You know, yeah. That is, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. But him doing that, I don't blame him for doing that because it gives people a reason to. Well, I know at 7:30, Eddie Kingston in um
Can't
and
even
Suzuki.
remember.
and Minoru Suzuki are gonna have a match. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna lead into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame him for that. You know what I'm saying? So I think what we're getting into as far as like the tweets, that's
So that
you know
doesn't
what I'm
read.
saying?
So that doesn't read desperation to you.
I don't think that those
How
moves.
about
I think that's smart. I think that's smart to have a match 30 minutes before. You know what I'm saying? So people are gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna watch it, and then the method is for them to lean into Dynamite after that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't
okay?
think
There's
I
nothing
think
wrong
that
with that, but
yeah,
you created a buy-in for a free show 30,
that then
30
yes.
minutes before because of a 30-minute ad. So now not only are you losing ad revenue because you're going
It
commercial
was on
free,
YouTube though.
you probably paid for these extra minutes without
Mhm.
commercials, and you lost ad revenue. So you're in the deficit for this show that you're trying to stack against WWE. Okay. If the 30-minute buy-in doesn't reach desperation, does Eddie Kingston going on commentary pleading with the fans to watch the better show, saying don't be stupid, watch Dynamite tonight? That doesn't reach desperation.
I mean, Eddie Kingston. Well, you can read the
No.
signs.
I mean, you know, I mean, what
When,
else? I mean, what is he supposed?
since
I
when
don't
we
know. I
do
don't
that?
agree with the wording. I don't agree with the wording, but what is he supposed to say? Go watch the other
He's
show
supposed to
on.
go in there, have a title defense, make the crowd hot, and give us the reason in the ring. How about you take the time instead of begging on commentary, you interact more with what's his name? RJ City, right? The announcer.
Yeah, yeah.
Interact more with him, interact more with Renee, you know, get the crowd hype. You're
The
literally
restaurants.
not only are you telling people you're stupid if you watch the other show, you're begging for that.
I don't agree with
Why
that.
didn't he utilize his stars to go on the radio station and promote themselves as characters and also promote the show? Tony tweeting 1,000 title Tuesday. Watch it. Watch this. Watch that. Like it was desperation, bro. Then
I
okay,
mean,
we have the Edge debut.
hold on. Let's put this in context. You own a promotion and you're tweeting about your promotion's event that night. How I don't see how that's desperation. I think that like I don't see how that's desperation.
So I follow
Where
Tony. I follow Tony on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
This man went on
It's called
overdrive.
X. It's called X, AJ. Okay,
He
it's called X.
I'm not converting to that. I'm not conforming to that.
It's not your. It's not your reality.
It's not that's definitely not my reality. It's still Twitter. I'm still sending a tweet. I'm not sending an X.
no, you know
Um,
what? I'm not jacking that X either because you can't have a single company called X. What the fuck is that, bro?
Focus is
That
called
means
X.
I can't
Okay?
use X no
It's
more.
called X.
nah.
All right.
No,
You don't send
He
tweets.
no,
went
It's
no.
X.
there's nothing wrong with promoting your show, but
Mhm.
the amount of overdrive, okay. I'm not gonna fault somebody for how many times they're gonna do it, but it was a crazy amount. Everything, even the people he was responding to, it was watch tonight insult. We'll get into that. But we have Edge, Ledge or Adam Copeland, Ledge. We
Adam.
have
The
his first
cope,
match. We
the
have his
cope
first
is the
match,
cope.
hyping that.
Yeah.
We have Paige defending her championship,
Paige. Yeah.
Page,
hyping
yeah.
that. We
Soraya.
had
Boo.
Saraya. We had Saraya defending her championship. We had I believe Daniel Bryan in a number one contenders match, right?
Yeah. It was. Sure.
We had the Eddie Kingston in the buy-in.
Yeah.
WWE's answer to that was, which I can't lie, they were like, "You want a war? We're gonna load it." But the only two picks that I give, like, okay, I probably went too far as trying to over promote was John Cena and Undertaker. Everyone else that was on that show made sense.
Yeah,
surprises. The
Mm-hmm.
surprises weren't even big stars. It was people from NXT like a Shotzi Blackheart
And they've
showing
been
up.
doing that. And
And that's
they've
my
been doing
point.
that.
They've been
Yeah.
doing that for weeks. Judgment Day on the show every week. Becky's the champion
Right.
of
Right.
NXT right now. So that's
Dom is
been for
right.
weeks.
Dom
So the
yeah.
only real stack,
Even
maybe
Oscar.
you want to say Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes' purpose for being there was bigger than just we want to promote, NXT over AEW.
It made
It made
sense.
substance. He
Yeah.
announced the Dusty Rhodes Classic, tied to his father, that legacy. Who's better to announce that right now?
Right.
So that made sense. He also announced 2 breakout tournaments for the men and the women. So it was purposeful. Then
Mm-hmm.
they put LA Knight that you could. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You want to stack the
Yeah.
roster with LA Knight, but the way they used them did not take away from the stars on the show and didn't take away from the product.
The attitude.
The way they were placed added to everything. Braun Breaker got the Undertaker rub, got the John Cena rub. Carmelo looked better, as a big face.
And with doing that, they basically are letting you know the next big stars that are going to be the future of the WWE. That's why, ever since Triple H took over, WWE has been just in a better place. A shout out to HBK for, what they've been doing down there in NXT. Having the entering the main roster in there, intersecting with it. It's been really good
It's
stuff.
working. It's
NXT
working
is getting
because
back to like NXT
it
of old.
tuned me back in.
Yeah,
It's
because
definitely
it's
had
like the
me watch the
NXT of
past couple
old.
of weeks.
Yeah, it's like the NXT like how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like they got the story, they got the wrestlers.
How it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're integrating them with the main roster. Shout out to Triple H. You know what I'm saying? Papa H is doing his thing.
Yeah, they're getting their proper acknowledgement as the next up, so it makes
And the
perfect sense.
Bottoms.
I mean, it was
Now-
OD with Taker, but it's still it was done in the right way. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly. The focus wasn't off of the main stars and on the guest stars. The guest stars help boost the main stars, and that's how it's done. And I'm sorry, but you want to start this war and you want to stack the deck and you want to tit for tat, then I'm gonna pull out. You forget they got 40 years. I'll pull out any legend I want.
right.
Like we could pull out. They could have really done even worse if they wanted. They could have stacked the deck. Every match could have had somebody special or something, but they didn't really do that. Cody became the GM. LA Knight became a special guest referee for I believe the main event, Braun Breaker versus Carmelo.
I mean, it was good. It was good. It was a good night of wrestling.
It was definitely a good night of wrestling. Who before we get off the NXT versus AEW actual shows, which one do you think is the better show? Was the better show that night? Not is the better show in general. That night, what was the better product if you actually got to see it or the whole show or the highlights?
I watched both shows and I enjoyed NXT more that night.
Agreed.
But I want to say that I enjoyed Dynamite too. But if I had to give it, you know what I'm saying, NXT, you know what I'm saying.
And I feel that same way because Dynamite that night felt like another Dynamite, just on a different day with extended time. It didn't feel special at all. Felt like just another day on the, another regular day.
Building the full gear. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. I feel like it progressed storyline. It did, like you said, it did what it was supposed to do. It was Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? Like it did what it was supposed to do. It progressed storylines. It was good wrestling matches. Well, you know what I'm saying. NXT, it just went. They went all out. No pun intended for that head to head, because you got to remember 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? But whenever AEW NXT went head to head on Wednesday, AEW spanked NXT for like a year straight. They just
that was within the first year of so about maybe 3 years ago.
Everything's changed since then.
Everything so much changed. It's done It's done it's flipped, you know, because WWE is a hot product right now, and AEW is a bit cold right now.
Not only that, you got to think about the timing of when that was happening, because it was COVID. It was the Performance Center.
Nah, it
There
was
was
before
no
COVID.
crowds.
It was before COVID.
Dynamite, no.
It started before COVID.
Dynamite's first year happened during COVID. It started the first couple of months. Started it off. We went to that first Dynamite. A few months after that, COVID hit.
Yeah.
So they spent the majority of that run against NXT during COVID. But you know, Dynamite did have the better show, and it was hot. It was brand new. It had everybody we wanted to see. Like, there was no drama yet.
Right. That's exactly what happened right now.
All of the gimmicks weren't run into the ground yet.
Facts. So, Focus, who do you think it had the better show?
NXT, of course.
NXT. All right. So the fans, the viewers, kind of probably felt the same way because they got smashed on the ratings.
To tell you the truth, the only way I feel like NXT could have got better is if you would have had Sheamus versus what's his name, Gunther, for the IC title for the main event. That would have been some. That would have been looting.
That would have taken away.
That would have been looting it. I know that would have been looting it.
That would have been taken away from NXT. Sheamus is injured, so
but there would have been some fans trying to watch.
What's funny, the only match that you can arguably say took away from the star was Asuka's match. She ended up winning.
I don't even think it took away from it.
I think it gave the other person the rest.
Asuka was always like a. I feel like Asuka's always been an NXT staple. So if
she has a streak in NXT. She hasn't lost in NXT. If anything, they should send Asuka back to NXT. But
I don't think she needs that much. I don't think she needs the Finn Balor revamp.
Her, Charlotte. Charlotte already did it, but you know, Charlotte should go to OVW now.
She said OVW.
No, but Asuka's never lost in NXT.
Might as well. Gotta.
You know what's funny? She actually did lose.
You know that's a Netflix show now, right? Alex no run to OVW. That's a real.
It's core wrestlers on Netflix.
I've been told you that.
I'm the one that said that.
Yeah, Richie told me about it.
That was where Sky Blue was wrestling. They used to do their shows on, I forgot what channel, but I used to watch that shit all the time.
Yeah, they're on live TV every week. But
I forgot what channel it was, but he used to watch them like all the time.
Yeah.
All right, but
yeah,
wrapping up that NXT versus AEW stuff, they ended up getting smashed in the ratings. NXT did like 900 something plus thousand. NXT pretty much just retained their crowd of like 600,000. So ratings in general for AEW have not been great. Attendance has not been great. Everything's kind of been in decline. And I think that's partially due to our next topic, which is Tony Khan's tweets this week.
Twitter fingers.
Yo, Twitter. Let's just start. Tony Khan needs to fucking get off Twitter. Get your social media guy to handle your social media. You should be far away from putting your feelings and your real opinions on your social media. If you want to promote and AEW, do your thing. But you should not be putting your personal emotions or responding to your fan base the way you were responding to your fan base. As much as he likes to poke and send shots at Vince McMahon would never do the bullshit that he's been doing, whether it's publicly with his wrestlers in these scrums, or whether it's the way he handled the CM Punk situation, the way he handled that in the media, the way he's responding to his fans. Vince McMahon would never. So when you poke shots at the dude, make sure you're more solid than that dude. And Tony Khan is hollow as hell. He's soft, to be honest. how you as a CEO, the owner of the Jags, the owner of AEW, how the fuck are you here responding to your fan base talking about, oh, the fan was like, oh, I'm not watching. He promoted the show, then said, who puts the Roddy gimmick and put like who gives a fuck, an image that says who gives a fuck. You give a fuck. This is the audience you're trying to retain. Not only retain, you're trying to gain more audience so you can actually fill an arena for the first time in fucking months in America. You know, let's put that asterisk in America, because he did that one show in All In, and that's all he's talking about. But every show since All In has been terrible as far as attendance, as far as ratings. So if you saw the interview that he just had, I forgot exactly what the guy's name was. He pressed him on the CM Punk thing, kept pressing him. He kept saying, oh, you know, everything's great. Look at the shows we've been doing so far. Bro, stop dodging the question. Stop dodging the questions. You keep talking about how great AEW has been. We see the pictures of the attendance. It hasn't been great. You got Edge. You got all these people coming over, but you're shitting on WWE. But you can't stay afloat without the WWE presence in your locker room. It's hypocritical. He's being a fan. He's not being a CEO. Then you respond to another fan who just said, oh, Shawn Michaels is trying to send a message. A regular fan, Shawn Michaels and WWE did not tweet a single word towards AEW or mention anything about the other company and their product. All they did was double down on their own promotion and focus on their own show, as Tony needs to do. He's going to, once again, promote the show, then say pretty much Shawn Michaels and Triple H are bald assholes. This is the CEO of AEW. This is the guy we're supposed to rally behind. You're trying to grow and gain a bigger audience. You're trying to steal WWE fans. This is the route you're taking to do it. WWE could have crushed them even more and been even more petty, because every show has been sold out. Every pay-per-view has been breaking records this year for them.
They should have.
Yeah.
They should. I feel like they definitely should have upped the petty.
They should have
definitely upped the petty.
Absolutely. They should have absolutely destroyed AEW in the ratings and everything. Stacked it the full deck it out, just so that Tony Khan doesn't
I don't have X.
come back.
I don't have X, so I guess it just doesn't. To me, like, the tweets are not that really a big of a deal. X's are not that big of a deal. But I mean,
that's a terrible way to use it, because X is one of his biggest promotional tools. That's the biggest platform he's using to promote AEW, outside of putting his highlights on YouTube. So it does matter. It does matter when you're interacting with the community who's having the conversation about your show every week. So it does matter. The outlook that these fans have, they're actually interacting with the CEO, and you're trying to act like my view doesn't matter to you, but you've been pandering to us the whole fucking week. All right. Fuck his interaction, all right? That doesn't matter. But when you lose in ratings, now you want to talk about how your mother was in the hospital a couple years ago. Then you found news of tampering. WWE was trying to tamper with people to get out their contracts to jump ship. The fucking hypocrisy. We had this conversation a few episodes ago. The hypocrisy. Did you not talk to Edge while he was contracted?
But we had a whole conversation about that.
And then did people forget or not ready to have that conversation of how Jeff Hardy ended up in AEW with like 4 years left on his contract.
I mean, you know.
So he didn't have there was no AEW tampering with Jeff Hardy. He didn't purposely get himself fired.
I don't know. I wasn't there for it.
It was.
I mean,
it was public.
I mean,
We were covering it. We were covering it.
I wasn't there for it. My
It's the
name's
hypocrisy, bro.
I
Then you want to talk about, oh, if
to tell
Sir
you the
Vince
truth,
McMahon did
I can't
whatever.
blame Tony Khan for Jeff Hardy's thing because Jeff Hardy is Jeff Hardy. Let's be honest, bro. This is the
Contract
guy
tampering.
who. No. But listen, Jeff Hardy's Jeff Hardy. If he got fired, that's on him. This is the same guy who had a main event against Sting, and I forget what was it, Slammiversary or something, or no, Victory Road, and he was high, and Sting had to end the match in like 5 seconds.
Oh yeah,
because Jeff Hardy was high.
Eric Bischoff
So I'm not gonna fault Tony Khan for whatever Jeff Hardy does and get him getting fired. Because honestly, that's Jeff Hardy. I can't blame Tony
Jeff
Khan
Hardy
for that.
would not have done that without knowing he had an option lined up. He wouldn't completely throw away his career if he didn't have an option lined up because Jeff was sober at that time.
I don't know about that.
Jeff was sober at that time. So no, let's not give the avenues for excuses.
People. I mean, people are saying that he's sober, but I don't know, man. Look at the track record. What happened afterwards?
Now in AEW, there's no reason.
What happened afterwards?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Once you're in AEW, there's no reason to comply with anything. Do they even have a wellness policy? Do they enforce it?
I know of.
Because
I'm pretty sure
I don't want to mention names, but there's a couple questionable ass niggas on that roster. You know, watching Maven's steroid videos. You know,
so maybe we should do a steroid episode.
I don't know. I don't work there.
Yeah,
one day.
We don't know the ins and outs of their wellness policy, but it's damn sure a lot of leniency happening over there, and that's evident.
Too much leniency.
But you want to play victim to shit, do the same shit. You lose this war that you started, that you created, and then you want to talk about how WWE was doing this, and this is why it's personal. It's not business. It's more than business. It's personal. You're a mark, nigga. You just a mark. You just a fucking
He's a money
mark. You was a fan that grew up loving Vince McMahon and his company. Daddy gave you the money. You try to compete peacefully in a business that you have zero clue about. This man said another person to crush. You stood afloat, and they letting you live because they're doing bigger and better things. Focus on your own shit. That's all I'm saying. Focus on your own shit. Get somebody to replace him as the on-screen face of authority. Put a wrestler that a veteran wrestler that people can respect.
Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Have him be the rebuttal to Nick Aldis. But we'll get it. We'll get into Nick Aldis. But get him off TV. Get him off these scrums. These scrums, excuse me.
What?
Get him off these media scrums.
For RJ City.
Bro, I don't want to see the CEO of the company hugging every fucking wrestler, kissing their ass 1 month, and then the next month they do some shit backstage and they're suspended or they're not being used.
Or he just
everyone is his best friend backstage.
The show.
Here's the new prop.
Oh
my God, Adam Copeland. I used to have your action figure. Yes.
The Cope.
I love him. Yes, he's gonna do big things. AEW has done tremendous since he's been here. Yeah, the whole 2 weeks. Then he want to talk about Undertaker and John Cena suffered the lowest ratings they've ever been on in their entire careers. Those ratings beat you by 300,000. How you come at the company and make your company look even more foolish? Get him off Twitter, X. Get him off it.
Nah, more TKO
If it got to be Nigel
Facts.
McGuinness, put Nigel McGuinness.
Nah, more TKO
Get him a freaking media team. I don't want to see Tony anymore. You're embarrassing, dude. And Vince McMahon at 70-something years old will probably whip his ass. And he'll feel for his life as much as CM Punk did. It made him feel. And rumor has it, according to Cornette, the only thing CM Punk did was put Jack Perry in a fucking front face lock in front of him. He didn't do shit else but that. And cursed at him. Soft. Son is soft.
He said, CM Punk said, this is going to be you next, sucker.
And he was like, oh. I was just hugging you on the scrum.
That's my inside guy.
This is the anniversary of our hugging on the scrum while you completely shitted on the company. Like, come on. 2024 is gonna be a big determination for Tony if people haven't signed already, but might be a mass exodus. The writing's on the wall. The way they treating Jay Cargill. She's looking like a fucking superstar already. Has not cut a single promo. Hasn't had a single match.
Oh, yeah.
Already looking like a superstar.
Of course.
What do you guys think about it? Because I don't want it to be just a rant of what I'm saying about Tony. It's entertaining, but do you agree with the talking points?
I don't think he should be. I don't know. Go ahead, Focus.
Nah. I like the passion. But he says some stupid shit. That's all it is. He needs to stop saying stupid shit. Keep the passion. Stop bringing up WWE all the time. Stop signing WWE guys. Focus on the guys that you already had, and maybe you wouldn't lose them to NXT. And
so basically, stop being the male Dixie Carter, right? Because we've seen this already. We've seen this shit already.
I would say Herb Abrams.
Yeah.
Herb Abrams.
That's
who he is. That's who he is.
He is giving Herb Abrams energy.
Yeah, a guy with a lot of money just booking everybody.
Yeah,
running into shit.
Watch Dark Side of the Ring.
Yep.
I do think that he has taken some people from, well, not taken because they decided to go over there. I think he has done a great job. Like, I mean, even though Dean Ambrose was, part of the Shield and all that, he's definitely turned up way more as Jon Moxley in AEW. So I think some people that went over to AEW definitely have benefited from it, but not all. There's some people that's just
but every single one of their top guys right now are WWE guys, legacy WWE guys. Christian is the hottest thing going in their company right now.
Yeah.
Adam Copeland's their new biggest get. Saraya was just their champion. Like, we could go down the list. Collision, Miro Miro's one of the biggest stories going on in Collision.
Timeless Tony Storm.
Timeless Tony Storm is the only thing that I give them credit for allowing her to be original with. But she's also a WWE get. So stop looking over the fucking fence.
Yeah, I agree.
And shitting on what happened, because the biggest things they produce are the biggest producers for your company.
I do wish that Tony Khan and everybody in AEW would just, if you're gonna mention it, you say the other company. I wish that there was rule where they just stop saying WWE. Period.
His social media should never have said Sir Vince McMahon has bigger allegations.
I don't mind that. I think that's funny. I mean, but it's true though.
It might be true.
I don't mind that kind of stuff, but I really do think. I think my last word about I wish that everybody in AEW would just stop saying WWE. Say the other company. There's no reason for one company to
don't mention it. Don't mention it.
Yeah.
Every other promo in WWE is not mentioning AEW. The only time you really get AEW references is when Cody's in the ring. and that's because his growth all around is a part of the character that he brought to WWE. So they acknowledge it. But outside of that, they don't even say the other company.
What I will say is interesting is though the two people that they brought over, they have brought over. You have to give them credit for. They have just brought over AEW versions of them and they got the WWE stage. You know, say just embellishing the character. Jay Cargill and Cody are no different from how they were in AEW. They just have now the WWE spotlight, you know what I'm saying? And just embellishing it. So that's going to be. I'm interested to see in the future how that plays out when other people from AEW go over to WWE, if they're going to just be the same person. Well, I guess Brian Pillman Jr. is the only other exception from it, but you know what I'm saying, he's on
Lexus
NXT.
Yeah, they
King.
put him on NXT, but they giving him
Alexis
opportunity. They for the first time, his past has been acknowledged in a big way. AEW dropped the ball on that.
They did.
And they're giving him opportunity to create his own path. So you get your own respect based on you and not your history. But you can tug on that history whenever you want. And WWE did it smart on the way they're starting to bring him in.
Which is the smart, which I think is the smarter move. To talk about the history we need to.
Let's move on to the next topic after this quick break. And we'll be right back after the sponsors. Yeah. All right, we're back. Kind of left off with the thought of what would happen when the AEW stars start jumping ship to AEW, and how jumping ship from AEW to WWE, and how some of those stars are going to be treated. We kind of shed light on Lexis King, which is Brian Pillman Jr.'s new character, and how they are portraying that and bringing him in a really smart way. But let's shift gears back to Jade Cargill.
Let me segue.
All
right, never mind. Just keep going.
Let's shift gears back to Jade Cargill for a second. We had a great example of what you're saying, like what will be the effect of people jumping ship and how they're treated. We had Thunder Rosa commenting on Jade Cargill's treatment in WWE, and she said, if I left to another place, this is exactly how I would want to be treated. So people are already seeing the effect of getting their weight up in AEW and then using that as a platform to do big things in WWE. So like I said before we went to break, I think the writing is kind of on the wall, and more than ever, it's entertaining what's been going on. I've been laughing at it myself, but they need to really get serious and tighten things up, because WWE got the great creative shit going on. They've been on an amazing run the past year and arguably the past 3 years. But there was a lot of good heavy competition on AEW's part, so arguably. But this year, I gotta say, they've been firing on all cylinders. Every pay-per-view's been a hit, every show's been a sellout. So the writing's on the wall. But Jade Cargill she showed up first at NXT, the pay-per-view No Mercy. Just meeting Triple H and backstage, him showing her around. We didn't get nothing else from that. Then they continue the story on NXT this past Tuesday, the war with AEW. Jade Cargill again showed up. Shawn Michaels greeted her this time. And now on SmackDown, she showed up again. She's getting that amazing treatment. She looks like a star. She's, like you said, she's basically the same character, just with the WWE lens and scope. But the best thing that came out of SmackDown regarding Jade was her interaction with Charlotte.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys got to peep that.
Yeah, I watched SmackDown this week. SmackDown was good this week. Yeah, so she turned around, and it was great because Triple H had this look like a kid in the candy store, and he was in the middle of it, and he introduced them, and Charlotte was like, I know who she is. So they teased the potential feud with Charlotte and Jade, which is money.
So That was a great interaction. And then, we got the season premiere of Raw coming this Monday. I don't think it'd be a surprise if Jay Cargill
Can
shows
I
up
ask?
on Raw.
Can I ask you a question about that? Which I don't understand this. I don't understand why. I'm not opposed to a season premiere. Sure, you never go off season. Sure, whatever. But I don't understand the timing of why it is now. I don't understand why it's not a big deal, but I just don't understand if you're just gonna throw a season premiere out of it, why is the season premiere not the night after Mania or the night after the Royal Rumble or a Survivor Series or a SummerSlam?
The answer to that would be the schedule of television and the way that television markets their shows. The new season, usually a channel evaluates what shows are going to be broadcast that year, they usually take the summer to evaluate what shows are doing great numbers and should continue. They, do their budgets, they do their filming over the summer, and then October is usually season premiere for almost everything that is a serialized, show has more than 10 episodes, or whatever the case may be, up to 20 episodes a season. So October is usually the time where that happens. And on a different aspect outside of the actual television stations, it gives them a way to break down the years on, let's say, Peacock or Hulu. It's easier to differentiate. Right. I get what you're saying. Like, technically, the season premiere should be after Mania. Mania recaps the entire year, but the format is based on the TV channels, because if, for example, SmackDown's leaving to USA, so whenever that happens at the end of this contract, maybe next year,
right,
they'll probably be like, they'll start in their season the premiere slots in the fall.
I guess I look at it as kind of weird because there is, like, WWE does not have an off season. Yeah. It's just they run through everything, so it's just like, why not just? And it's not a big deal. It's just
they use the TV format to count their years when they're doing their little libraries and selling their libraries to channels or apps. Right. So that's the explanation behind that. But yeah, so I won't be too surprised if Jade ends up showing up on Raw, rubbing elbows with probably Rhea Ripley or somebody like that, before they eventually land on where she's going to be. I think because of the traction that a Charlotte match has, I think she's going to end up on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So big things for
if they
Jade.
do, they gotta give a title immediately.
I would give Jade the title immediately, but she doesn't need. I don't think she needs it. Matter of fact, the big match though. I mean, that's a big match though. Like that, the big match with Charlotte. That's like,
they can milk that to Mania.
But what is interesting though, there might be a move of Monday Night Raw to another night. That's not out of the realm of possibility for Monday Night Raw to go to Tuesday night, not Tuesday night, to go like Thursday Night Raw, or they probably would.
So weird to me.
They probably would, but yeah, the owner of TKO was speaking of it. You know what I'm saying? And because talking about TV negotiations, stuff like that. So Monday Night Raw might be on Tuesday, might be on Thursday.
Monday Night Raw is Monday Night Raw. Like, I think taking it off Monday is like disrespectful to the legacy of what Monday Night Raw is. Like, it's wrestling staple. It's like Sunday Night Football.
But they go head to head with Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
So
I get that, but
even if they hold their own, but it will just be better on the they have to bump out NXT, but it will be better for them to be on a Tuesday or a Thursday.
Yeah, I don't know. I as a fan, I don't like my wrestling being piled up on the weekend. It's already being piled up on the weekend.
It is.
Friday Night SmackDown, Rampage Friday, Collision Saturday, pay-per-view Saturdays, pay-per-view Sundays. So right. We're getting piled on the weekend, and I think,
hey, yo, that's crazy. You're getting piled on the weekend? That's crazy.
Oh, pause. Oh my God. With that being said, let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic. So along with the SmackDown season premiere and the treatment of Jade, we have two things happening in one segment, which is the introduction of a new GM for SmackDown, and also the person who was traded to SmackDown for Jey Uso going to Raw in that situation with Cody. I thought it was going to be Cody Rhodes transferring to SmackDown to interact with Tribal Chief again, but it turned out to be Kevin Owens officially on SmackDown, and he debuted in a segment with Triple H announcing the new GM, which turned out to be Nick Aldis, as we alluded to earlier in the show. So the funny part of that was Dominic Mysterio coming out complaining to Triple H. He announces Nick Aldis. He's like, you're complaining to the wrong person. Like I said, we have new GM of SmackDown. Adam Pearce will continue being the face of Monday Night Raw, because I don't understand why they even went this GM route, but hopefully it creates a competition and a distinct,
I think they are. And it's smart to do this now.
I think they did it to squash the rumors that the roster split is gonna end. Like because they immediately put GMs as soon as they heard those rumors. So they're like, no, we're not gonna split the roster, even if SmackDown is coming to USA. It's still gonna have GM, and we're gonna have two split rosters.
I mean,
allegedly.
the only people who really been transferring over recently has been like LA Knight, because they've been like focusing on his rise, really trying to get him over in a good way. And the Judgment Day, which is was Undisputed Tag Team champions now, Cody and Jay, which was on this show too. They interacted with the Bloodline, so that's gonna be interesting.
That's been more strict. They've been doing a better job. That's because Triple H has been at the helm with, the champions get to go on both shows. And if you're like really just getting it over, you're going to be on both shows, like Cody, LA Knight. But it's perfect for Cody to be the tag team champion, because just like we've seen, he ended up getting the face to face with Roman. We haven't seen that since Mania. So they're teasing their long term stories. SmackDown was a really good show. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Austin Theory, but I'm a big fan of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. So
yeah, they've been building those two right.
Austin Theory's been given that Grayson Waller rub.
He has been. He gave him the rub, kid.
That's crazy.
But so Kevin Owens was the traded star. I think that was a good move. I think that him and Sami Zayn as a tag team for me was starting to dry up, and before it was completely, dead on arrival, it was smart to mix it up. Yeah. It gives Sami something else to do and still maintain that kind of, solo character that we wanted coming out of the Bloodline split. Him getting immediately put into something with Kevin Owens, I think kind of dimmed his light a little bit. He was where Jey Uso is right now, He was just as big as Jey Uso solo. So I think that was a good decision. How do you guys feel about Nick Aldis being the GM of SmackDown, though?
I wish that he would have got squashed by Roman Reigns at least just once.
Wow.
No, I was gonna say I feel like Nick Aldis starting off as GM is a perfect way to probably later segue him into having a few matches. Yes. But he's been backstage producing for a few months already. Yes. So bringing him on screen, I feel like was purposely done to maybe get him into something down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick Aldis is definitely going to wrestle. I think Nick Aldis looks like a star. He wrestles the WWE style, and it's a great way to put him in because there's no expectations. I mean, we know who he is, but majority of the WWE universe do not know Nick Aldis was the longest reigning. I think he is the longest reigning NWA champion and all his things that he did in Impact and all those things.
I'm not sure, but he has held it for a long time, and he was right. To me the last prestigious
He was.
NWA champion.
Because he looks like $1 million. You see how he 3-piece suit on SmackDown, you know what I'm saying? He fits right into WWE.
I know a part of his soul was like destroyed when Tyrus was the champion.
That's why he left.
That's what I'm saying. I know a piece of his
But
soul
he
was
left
like
way before that, though.
Because they was booking him. They was gonna book Tyrus to lose. I mean, to win the championship.
Oh gosh,
yeah. He was part of the booking committee.
Yeah, he's seen the writing on right. He was. He's seen the writing on the wall.
Yeah, so he has some experience in the GM role,
and I would not be surprised.
Too.
I wouldn't be surprised if later down the road we don't see. No, she's not going to come back up, but maybe possibly Mickie James come back over to WWE, but more importantly, Camilla Brickhouse come to WWE.
I would love for Camilla. She has it all.
Right.
She has it all. She could have been the equivalent of what Jade is so far right now, as far as hype level, if they brought her in the right way.
Yeah, possibly.
Let's talk about the return of the tribal chief after 2 months. Was it 2 months? About 2 months. I think it's SummerSlam, a little bit after
His last match was SummerSlam. SummerSlam.
Yeah, so about 2.5 months away, he took his leave. A lot has changed since he's been gone. John Cena's now on a every week run. We have LA Knight being heavily promoted.
Yeah.
And we had John Cena opening the show. So, I thought it was gonna go the route of John Cena's here. Obviously, he's probably the biggest star outside of Roman on the show. I thought they were gonna go the obvious route and book them for Crown Jewel, Cena versus Roman, but they threw a curveball in there. Cena actually passing the torch, saying he doesn't deserve it, he hasn't earned it, which is ironically one of the reasons why I actually can tolerate Cena at this point. It went from I couldn't stand him being so much showcase, but I did respect him, to enjoying his little cameras, to actually John Cena. Actually, I have no problem with seeing that at all now. Before it was like, oh my god, get this guy off my fucking screen. He's burying everybody. But
yeah,
I'm at a place where I can actually appreciate John Cena, and this was one of those things that was like, all right, Cena knows his role. He's not one of those guys like a Hogan that's gonna want to always be shown in the heavy spotlight.
Shout out to Uncle H, who is running creative,
and that's been officially confirmed by the owner of Endeavor TKO. No Vince. Definitely no Vince in creative at all. It's 100% Triple H. So the fans out there that keep talking about, oh, this was bad, Vince. No, we know it's Triple H now.
WWE is about to flourish into a golden age. I mean, they really already are, but they're really about to go into a full golden age, I think.
So I agree with that. But going back to the segment, we had Cena pretty much, pass the torch. LA Knight comes out, and Roman's like, who is this guy?
I want to speak on this for real quick. And this is the little things why WWE, when it comes to their camera work, when it comes to how they put their video packages, I put WWE against anybody,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Any NFL, any NBA team. The cinematography of it, of LA Knight saying, "You're in my way," and then him being reflected in Roman Reigns' glasses, just like
no. Roman was reflected in LA Knight's glasses.
Yeah.
I knew you was gonna mention that, and I think that you hit it right on the nail. The cinematography of it all, and a lot of fans really don't give a fuck as long as the in-ring action is great. But we tend to talk about the production values, audio work, video package, vignettes. We care about those things here in Kayfabe Avenue. So that you hit the nail on the head. The cinematography of it all, seeing Roman mockingly in his glasses, the whole, we thought it was Cena, but it's LA Knight being positioned, and Roman like, who is this guy? Like him?
Right.
This man, this guy?
That's like a pay-per-view poster. That would be like a pay-per-view poster, like back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
If their rivalry becomes a big one,
right,
that's definitely gonna be a big image in their rivalry for sure.
Right.
So
I hope it does. I'm kind of worried about it. I'm kind of worried it's going to be a one and done, which is why I would have personally preferred for LA Knight to go against Rey Mysterio and beat Rey Mysterio and go that route of taking the United States and then getting there, because we all love,
LA
but
Knight, yeah.
he's not dethroning Roman.
It's funny that you mentioned the Rey Mysterio situation. So Logan Paul had a boxing match this weekend.
Yeah, the fisticuffs
against against a nobody. And he's gonna remain nameless after this fucking dud of a fucking performance.
True.
Dylan Dennis. This had to be the fucking worst boxing match. Is he like a YouTuber? What?
Is he like a YouTuber or something?
I have supposedly he's a real boxer. Supposedly, this was an embarrassment to boxing.
He's a real boxer. Then I'm a real boxer.
Supposedly, but this was an embarrassment to the sport of boxing. This guy was laying down on the floor.
And this boxing.
Look at this. He threw more punches. The commentary said he threw more punches at security than he did to Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Logan Paul dominated him in this boxing fight, 6 rounds. It ended in a disqualification because his opponent ends up trying to taunt them, gets on the floor, tries to like headlock him, and like falls on the floor. Logan Paul punches him when he's on the floor, and then he tried to like, when they went to the corners, he tried to like chase Logan Paul down and like try to like really street fight him. So security jumped in the ring and ended the fight. So the biggest thing coming out of that fight wasn't even the fight itself or the antics. It was Logan Paul at the end saying, "I want to challenge Rey Mysterio to a United States Championship match." And honestly, that's got to be the best fucking promotional thing that you can do. That's how you promote shit. In a way that you utilize the character, the social media personality of Logan Paul. You integrate what he's doing currently, personally, his own brands, his fighting career, and you integrate his WWE career. Logan Paul is a fucking genius when it comes to branding and advertising himself. So
and you know what's interesting about that? There was rumors before that they were going to do LA Knight versus Logan Paul. So what might end up happening is, he'll just go up against Roman, he'll get the rub, he'll lose, look good in defeat. During that time, Logan Paul will beat Rey Mysterio, have that run, set those two up, then he'll go up, then he'll get put over, he'll beat Logan Paul, you know what I'm saying, after a rivalry, which will do him wonders, you know what I'm saying? So
I mean, it might happen because they did confirm it's going to be LA Knight versus Roman Reigns for the championship at Crown Jewel. I don't see Roman losing it to LA Knight. Not at this point. As much as people complain about Roman not being on TV every week,
when he
does show up, everybody shuts the fuck up. That's the crazy thing. Everybody like falls in line and like, yo, I love what's happening on TV right now.
Because it's truly greatness. You know what I'm saying? Like, the run that he's on is history making. Every defense is history making. Every day that he's champion is making, going from WrestleMania to WrestleMania to WrestleMania as champion, and it actually being good.
Keeping your heat, keeping your momentum, keeping the fans interested,
right?
Keeping them energized.
Elevating other people, because the guy who beats Roman Reigns is going to be, you know what I'm saying? If it's Cody, he's already over, but if he beats Roman, he's going to be over for the next, you know what I'm saying, years. Whoever does that is years after.
The way they use Roman's return on SmackDown is like a master class of storytelling. Of writing, and whoever wrote those segments and like wrote this show, kudos to you, because not only did you have John Cena as someone that you can put Roman against in the next couple of weeks. You got LA Knight in a main event situation against him.
Yeah.
You're already positioning Cody Rhodes to continue that storyline because the bloodline did approach Cody and Jay. Roman did get in Cody's face and in Jay's face.
But he knows. He knows.
So
He got his number. He
they
won't beat him.
just in one night, they already spun the plate on 3 different storylines for Roman in one night. So, that was a masterclass in storytelling and booking and how to use what you got. Because while it was, Roman's back, it didn't feel like, oh, it's Roman's show. It really felt like they showcased a bunch of different people. There's a lot to look forward to on SmackDown. This was a great season premiere. I hope they, continue the trend on the Raw's premiere tomorrow.
It was interesting when Roman said something, but it was actually, people can complain, but Roman being absent gave LA Knight that space to blossom the way he did. So,
not only LA Knight, Gunther's run. It gave space for Bobby Lashley to start his own stable. It gave space for,
I really want them to do more with that. I really hope they go further with Bobby Lashley, the new Prophets.
Look what he's done for Jay. Did we really think we'd be cheering for Jay Uso by himself?
Main event Uso? Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought we'd be cheering for Jay by himself, like ever. And he's one of the biggest stars out right now.
Yeah.
We just need to get people like Karrion Kross, and we need to get other people involved. And slowly but surely, it's happening. We got finally Gargano back with Tommaso. We got a lot of things happening. Triple H, honestly, is creating. Let him cook. He's creating a masterpiece. Let him cook. That's really all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
So that was all the topics that I had for today. You guys have anything left to say on anything we discussed?
I would say that I think that a little bit of a different subject. I think that Collision is a better show than Dynamite.
Dynamite?
Yeah, but I wish that Collision got the same views as Dynamite, and I really do think that I think just the time on a Saturday night, you know what I'm saying?
It's
and there's a lot of
terrible for
Collision.
them.
There's a lot of episodes of Collision I haven't gotten.
They're averaging like 300,000 views.
You know what I'm saying?
Collision.
But I think as a show, I think Collision is actually better than Dynamite. It could be because they showcase more people and they follow up week to week. You know what I'm saying? Dynamite, they'll do something with somebody and then you won't see it for like another 2 to 3 weeks. Collision every week will have at least a segment that follows up something they did, and they just follow. Like Bullet Club Gold got over on Collision. Keith Lee's starting to, show up more. And they do a lot. They just do a lot more with the time that they have on Collision. So I think personally, Collision is a better show over Dynamite right now. Maybe it will change, but yeah.
I just think it's the structure for the shows. Like you got Wednesday night Dynamite, then you got Friday Rampage, then Saturday Collision, then your pay-per-views are like lost in that mix. Sometimes Saturday, sometimes Sunday. I think if anybody, if Monday Night Raw leaves Mondays, put Dynamite on Monday, or move Collision on Monday. That'll be the best thing Tony can do in that situation.
Honestly, I think that would be a great move to if Raw leaves on Monday, which we've been watching wrestling on Monday nights for damn near 30 years.
My entire life.
Move Collision to Monday nights. I agree 100% with that. I think that would be a great move. Should be. Yeah, you should definitely do that.
Yep. So with that being said, we could do this all day. This has been Kayfabe AJ, Mr. Richie Moon, Kayfabe Focus. This has been Kayfabe Ave. You can find us on all streaming podcast platforms. Find us on YouTube, all at Kayfabe Ave. Join the Facebook group. Join the conversation. Like, share, and subscribe.
And
Sony, get off them fucking tweets. And Kenny,
keep going.
Take us home. All right.